What's up everybody, this is Justin Wong and we're here with a Samurai Shodown quick tutorial on how to play this game. So I don't know how to really play this game. This is kind of like my first real Samurai Shodown in terms of like trying to play it competitively. You know, I mashed buttons back in the day in the bodega store in like the 4-button SNK cabinet. But you know, I know a lot of people that are going to be playing this game, it's probably going to be playing their first time, or you know, they haven't played it in a long time. So I'm here to tell you some of the things to just look out for and what to expect in this game. So please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Alright, so let's talk about movement. So movement in just any fighting game is like super important, right? You have a good back walk speed, forward walk speed. Is your back dash good? Is your you have a dash or a run? So in Samurai Shodown, I would say back dash is super really good. It covers a lot of ground, and what's really good about back dash is that it's considered as airborne. So a lot of characters with air moves can use their back dash, and you can do a back dash cancel, right? So for example, you have Ukyo that has that, you know, so you could backdash cancel that in the Tsubama Geishi and use that as just like a tool, right? Also his walk is like, it's very, you know, in this game it's very careful. You also want to walk carefully. It's kind of poke, right? And then what's also super strong is that jumping. Jumping is something that's pretty good in Samurai Shodown. So if you hold up, you see how there's like a delay, but there's a thing where like if you tap up at the certain frame, you can jump up right away. So it's like, this is what they call combo jump. So you can combo jump this way, that way, and so forth and so forth, right? And also when you combo jump, it's a different timing in terms of the opponent blocking your normal or getting hit by a normal. So you need to practice those combo jumps so you can make sure you don't have the landing framing lag, so you can keep advantage in your situation in the point of attack. And another mobile option for movement is mobile wake up. When you get knocked down, usually, you know, you just like get up, right? But if you do get knocked down this way, you can hold forward and you roll forward, and if you want to roll back, you just hold back and you can roll back as well. So those are just important movement options that you want to take consideration when learning Samurai Shodown. Let's talk about defensive options. Defensive options are actually super strong in this game, and there are a couple of features, right? So this is a new feature that they added in the Samurai Shodown series, but it's not new. It's, you know, you're not a stranger to it. It's just defense. So just defend, you can just defend like in this game by tapping back the last second of the normal, and this time what it does, it builds some bar. You see that little blue spark? You build some rage meter right there. That's super important. Also, they added a follow-up with the just defend, that if you just defend and you hit L plus M at the same time, after the just defend you do a thing called stance break right there, where it just pushes your opponent away. So that's like super strong, especially when you're trying to, if you're a zoner and you want them off of you instead of just rushing you down, you know, get away from those situations, right? And then another feature that people really do use is dodge. So if you hit L plus M at the same time, you'd also dodge attacks as well. So that's really cool as well, especially those attacks that has like super long startup and easier to react to. And you know, and if you really want to get to the next level, you can also do a deflect, an actual deflect. If you do quarter circle forward, L plus M at the same time, it does that animation to reflect, right? And when you deflect, you know, it's a parry, and you get a free punish. And if you parry their heavy attacks, you disarm them, which is super important, because if you disarm an opponent in this game, they pretty much suck. You don't want to lose your weapon whatsoever. Okay, so but let's say you're in that situation where you are the one with no weapon, right? So how do you deal with these pesky normals? Well, you can blade catch, and that will disarm them and kick them away, and you know, pretty much their weapon is like nowhere near you, it's towards your side, so they have to fight barehanded as well, and you probably have a higher chance of just picking back your weapon and starting to mount your offense. So there's only one rule with the parry system, is that lows, kicks, jump-ins, and specials cannot be deflected. So remember that. And also, when you want to pick up your weapon, just hit light attack. Just hit the light attack and you instantly pick up your weapon, and you have to be next to it. So don't forget about that. Let's talk about the main prop of the game, normals. Normals are very strong. I would recommend when you're in train mode, just pick a character and just try out all their normals. So this is like light attack, crouching light attack, jumping light attack, medium attack, jumping medium attack, you know, crouching medium attack, heavy, jumping heavy, crouch heavy, you know. And there's also kicks, like they have a kick button, right? And they have command normals with the kicks. And there's also dash attacks, right? When you run, you get the dash, and then all, you know, for all the buttons as well. So you gotta make sure that you know your ranges of normals. The ranges of normals is super important. You see, like pokes like these are just like super strong, you know. And obviously, you know, you can just poke, and the heavy slash does the most damage, but not every character has a long range heavy attack. See, obviously Hormo has like a heavy attack that's super long range, so you gotta remember in those a lot of situations, like what are your ranges of normals, because that's what you're gonna be using most of the time when you're fighting against other people, you know. And you never want to be barehanded. Do not be barehanded where, you know, this is like, this is light attack, medium attack, heavy, they're all the same. So sometimes when you are losing a weapon, you actually suck. Like, do not get in that position. Some characters do have special moves in barehanded mode, and some characters can fight in barehanded mode, but most characters that really rely on their really long range pokes, you're probably going to be in a trouble or hurt. So avoid those situations. And what's really strong is that when you do have when you're fighting against barehand opponents and you're poking them, they take chip damage. So make sure you put them in a position that they, you know, take as much chip damage as you can with your normals, because, you know, they're gonna be like taking all this chip damage and gonna be all scared, losing all life. And that's when we're gonna try to probably incorporate the blade catch technique as well. So yeah, that's true. That's weapon normals 101. Alright, special moves. I mean, every fighting game character has special moves, you know. So it's one of those things where you want to just try, know what the use is for. Probably each version, the light, medium, heavy, does like a different version. So that's like the heavy version. The light one's only a single hit, you know, stuff like that. So, and obviously there's even normals for special moves for your kicks for some characters. And all you have to do is just go to command list, man. Just check out your characters. You have special moves right there. Boom. And it's really simple. Eventually you'll understand what each move does for your character, and, you know, some moves you probably won't use at all. But that's every fighting game in general. That's just fighting game 101 language right there. Alright, let's talk about just how to open people up, right? There's overheads and lows. So, just of me playing this game, I don't think about blocking low. Like, I feel like blocking low is just one of those things where you really don't do. It's like very similar to how Tekken is. It's like a lot of people do a lot of cheap lows because like the risk and reward is like super high if you duck low. So it's the same here. Not many characters. I don't think any character actually can convert off of a low. It's not one of those games where you can, right? And that's something to remember. And that being said, you can kind of like chip them, and you see how much damage the low does. Like, it doesn't do that much damage, so like it's fine, right? The only time it's strong is that if some characters do have a good special move low, that's a knockdown, you know, that's slide. But even then, the damage is super low from there. But the overheads are pretty good in general, right? There are some characters that have really good overheads. That's the universal overhead if you hit medium and heavy slash at the same time. But there's also characters that has instant overheads, right? So if I do this low, it's gonna auto guard, right? But you see that? That's a special move. That's an air move, right? It's called Tsubame Gaishi, right? But if you Tiger Knee it, you can get that as an instant overhead as well. And look, that's way huge reward. But I would say in this game, like, why would you ever be blocking low in those situations? unless the character has both options of just similar damage that can do instant overhead and low. And you know, some characters can have that, like Tam has a crouching 2H that is like a low heavy slash, and then also his jump back heavy is an instant overhead, which does a good amount of damage. So it really depends, but that's what I would say. Like in this game, you should be always holding back in terms of blocking instead of crouch blocking, in my opinion, unless you're just tired of getting hit by crouching light kick all day, which you shouldn't. Only time you probably have to think about is when you're about to die. So that's what I would think about when it comes to opening people up, is get that free damage with those low attacks. You know what I mean? Those are the super important ones. Alright, let's talk about your rage gauge meter. So obviously this rage, when this rage is on, you just do extra damage and you have access to the weapon flipping technique, which is your super in the game. Every character is the same. All you have to do is quarter circle forward into medium and heavy slash. And what it does is that, boom, it does this cute animation, and you lose the opponent loses their weapon, which is why it's called the weapon flipping technique. Right. Another use of the rage meter is rage explosion, where if you're getting hit by a combo, if you hit L, M, and H at the same time, it does this animation of this burst. And you see how the meter on the lower left goes down, right? That's your lightning blade accessibility. It's pretty much another super, right? And what it does is it's pretty instant. Like if you see anything whiff, see how fast that was? And that goes into that super that you've probably seen in many of the trailers. So it's very strong. But once you use that though, once you use the rage explosion, you lose your meter completely. It actually disappears from your bar. This is just practice mode, so it's there, but usually that bar will not, you will not see that in actual versus play. So be careful, because once you use that, you don't have your meter anymore to even have access to weapon flipping techniques, which is comboable for most of the characters. And another thing to remember is that everyone has different rage timers. So some timers do go down slower and some do go faster, and some of the rage gauge meter will also take longer to build, and some will take less to build. So you want to make sure, if you gotta know if your character is easier to build or harder to build, and also do they have longer timers or do they have less of a timer. So don't forget about that. That's like the important stuff. Super special moves, they're super good, and why they're super good is because they do so much damage. But only problem is that you can only use it once in a set, but the reward is super huge. All you have to do is forward, back, half circle forward into kick and heavy slash at the same time. It goes into this animation, does something really cool, and yeah, I mean, it does a shit ton of damage. But the only problem is that it's really hard to land. You know, because it has super long startup, you're not able to combo into it. But what you can do is you can deflect. If you deflect the normal and go into that, they cannot block. They actually have to hold that and take this damage. So anytime you get a full deflect, if you deflect a light weapon attack, a medium weapon attack, a heavy weapon attack, always go for this, because this is pretty much almost guarantee a round for you. You know, just take advantage of that situation right there. Every fighting game has combos, and I would say in this game it actually doesn't have that many combos, but it does have combos because it's still simplified at a point. Well, in this game, most characters' combos will start from a close range B, so obviously this is a different animation from his other standing B, and you can obviously just cancel into just like any of the special moves that you have learned from the character. So I would say just try out your close normal B with every special move, and you know, try to combo, right? Just like that. It's like forward combo right there. That's like his thing that he likes to do. And some characters also have special cancelable normals from far range normals. So Yukio is one of those characters that can combo, you know, into a special move from his far range B, his far range M attack. And not every character has that, so I would definitely practice a lot of the characters' special moves that can be cancelable from their far range normal. Some characters can cancel from their heavies. Some characters can cancel into their lights. So I would just say just practice them all, you know, so you know all your routes, all your options in terms of the combos, because it is very limited. So you don't really have to practice that much in terms of execution. Let's talk about throwing. Throwing is so good. They call it guard break in this game, which is pretty interesting. But all you have to do is hit kick and heavy slash at the same time, and it does like this push. It does no damage just by itself. You could do forward, you can also do back, but what you can do is you could just always press a button right there, you know. So forward does give you less hit stun compared to back. So you got to make sure you remember that. So for example, like if you do forward, you can combo into your medium, into special move, far range medium, if your character is blessed with that. Some characters are not, so other characters usually just get like a crouching heavy slash, you know, stuff like that, or just like a raw special move in general, you know, right? And in the corner, you can always get like your most damaging combo because you'll be in the corner, there's no push away, so you could get your close range normals that you normally get your combos off of. So make sure you remember a situation like that. I would definitely try everything in terms of how to punish, because there's always like a lot of ways where you can combo, and the recovery on that against your opponent is super high. It's so in your advantage to do the combos. Just remember that forward throw has less more of an opportunity to do a combo compared to your back throw. Your back throw gives you more options and more time to do combos as well. So let's talk about punishes. You would think punishes is what, you know, you're going to be doing after blocking like some super long, like laggy normal move, like just like a heavy slash, you know what I mean? But it's not like that actually. It's definitely the opposite. It becomes a mind game, because there's this thing called recoil cancel, where you can pretty much cancel your block normal into either a special move depending on the character, and also the universal option is deflect. Now, the fact that you cancel your block normal into deflect is really scary, because anytime you successfully land the deflect, you are able to land your super special move guarantee, which does like 70% of your health. So, you know, from here, you gotta make sure you're careful, because look, right there, boom, I got deflected right there, because that move is so easily punishable, but he was able to deflect it. So it becomes a mind game. Like, do I deflect here? Do I deflect later? Should I get this guaranteed damage? And here we go. You know, so it's one of those things that you have to be super careful about in this game. It's really important. So, you know, it's going to be fun seeing just people salty because they got deflect parry into super special move. And that wraps up the Samurai Shodown tutorial. It's pretty much a quick tutorial. Like I said, this is how I'm learning the game. Hopefully I'm in the right direction. But, you know, definitely big shout outs to the Samurai Shodown community. They're super helpful. They've been people that just want to, you know, teach me the game. They've been teaching me the basics and all that good stuff. So I just kind of want to share my knowledge to you guys out in the YouTube fighting game world, or just fighting game world in general. So yeah, I mean, hope to see you guys online playing this game. Pick up this game. It's so beautiful. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And most important part is that everyone has 1000 HP, but they take damage differently depending on the character. So last fact for you guys. And this is Justin Wong. Please like, share, subscribe to the video and all that good stuff, and we will see you guys more in my FGC, aka the my fighting game content. Peace out.
Alright everybody, just wanted to show you guys real quick about my new collection, the J Wong brand shirt. So we got this one, the J Wong clutch out. We got other shirts as well. I just want to just throw it out there. You know, it really helps a lot if you guys can really support, buy a shirt, you know, share it to your friends, buy a hoodie, hat, beanie. It would really mean a lot, and it will help me as a player, as an influencer, just as somebody that you look up to. It would really help me just to keep moving things, you know what I mean? Keep progressing in life and keep giving you the content that you guys deserve. Link is in the description. And once again, please, if you're interested, check it out, man. It's Justin Wong. I'll see you guys later. Peace.